Well, I understand we are now live. We will pick up as if were we recording the early stuff, Jeff? Will that go out in the archives? Well, we'll pick up as if everyone knows what's going on. We're late in the first end. Ray Balachorek from Oshawa has hammer, is sitting 2 with Jeff Wright of Exmoor's last shot to come. Jeff is yellow. Like he is not teeing up the double. Gary, is he looking to hit and just maybe flop under and force Ray to play a little bunny run back?
Yeah, I would have thought he would. That's pretty. That's there.
I guess the argument for this would be he's hitting the shot rock, and if he noses it, he will be shot. Ray will have to hit and stick. If he can hit and make a roll, a tiny bit buried, he's going to make Ray make something. I suppose he just tried the double, nosed it. If he were to do that again, Ray would have an open draw for 2. So far be it from us to question Jeff. He's beaten both of us many times at this and multiple other bonspiels.
I would definitely be looking at that double.
Yeah, all caveats aside, I would too. Which means he is for sure going to make this, bury it, and prove us both wrong. We're sweeping it hard. Looks like
Right.
a piece.
Looks in under.
All right, didn't quite get under. Open hit for 2 for Ray Balachorek.
A little bit of a missed sweep call there. They were trying to keep that straight. Could have needed about an inch of curl.
Yeah. Brian was coming right out of his seat on the bench there. He's going to jump in and curl it on his own. Morning, Brian.
So the miss by Waters there and the his first rock set up the double for Balachorek or the deuce here.
Correct. He'll appreciate you calling him out here in the first end, I'm certain.
All right. Not the first time.
I'm sure he would expect nothing less.
Well, in a good game like this, a competitive game between two good teams, that was a pretty routine hit he was trying to make, and he just got it tight, and he'd thrown it the shot before. So, end of the day, it was a miss. That cost his team 2 points.
Correct. So, Ray makes nice downweight take, stays, gets his deuce in the first. Nice comfy deuce. No danger there. Kind of generated a 2 out of nothing mid-end. So now Jeff Wright of Exmoor is going to have the hammer for the first time, and he'll be looking for a deuce of his own. Looking around the club, we have finals of the other 4 events happening. Going to run down the scores, but nothing's been posted yet, so we'll let you know as we start seeing what happened.
The Balachorek will look to put this on the top 4 to create a force situation for Jeff.
Yeah, Ray got his deuce. He can afford to come in. Jeff presumably can't afford to chase it. He'll be looking to, go corner. Brian Robinson's rock is away. 2 sweepers, soon to be a third. Brian not available to sweep his own rock.
Although he did hog that, I think he could have got it there himself if he just ran down there and swept it.
All right, so Jeff with a clean sheet. Obvious call is the corner. Jeff's lead, Robo Boyle.
Played lead for Jeff for a while.
Now
Club.
this, you did?
No, Robo has.
Oh, okay. Well, Robo's a little deep. Perhaps Brian,
Scared him there.
evil genius Brian, goaded him into this miss. All right, so we'll start over. Ray, still looking for the 4-foot, I'd imagine. He'd be happy to have Jeff chase him. Tough to get a deuce with no guards if you start hitting away. So this one's looking a little light too.
As of right now, the front ends are not curling 100% this early in the morning.
No, 100% is out the window. So they get it in the rings, but that rock isn't really a threat to Jeff. He's going to go corner. It's not a rock that's going to win the end for Balachorek. It's not a rock he's going to be able to guard. Jeff wisely just going to go corner of his own. See if Ray then elects to bump his own up, come around it. Jeff's going to want this to stop. And it won't.
And
slides in.
You're down 2. It's a little aggravating as a skip when your lead is throwing them through or in the rings.
Yes. This is essentially, this is glove curling, so it's not going to play out by the book, but any hopes you had of playing a textbook deuce end are gone. But there's plenty of rocks left. There will be rollouts. There will be misses. This is Ray Sanford, the second for Balachorek. He's got a downweight hit. Brian.
Right to the nose.
I feel like Brian's going to be the star of our webcast this morning.
I do think the differences between the two teams would be Balachorek's sweeping advantage over the right rink.
Yeah, I agree. Not to beat a dead horse, but they take it seriously and they're effective. Not that the right rink doesn't recognize the importance, but you watch the Balachorek rink for a minute or two and you can tell what Brian is here to do.
Good shot by Steve Wright, gets to double, so leaves the right rink sitting 1 on the top of the 12-foot. Balachorek will look just to hit and roll to the inside, and the force is on.
Yeah, the force, or the blank at this point. Wright's, we got an open sheet. I'd imagine we're going to be trading hits, and Wright will be looking to blank.
Yep.
Suppose if we nose this 4 or 5 times, eventually someone's going to be off the rings and something we could come around, but that would lead to some Balachorek peels as opposed to stays. Hit is made. That rock is still biting. Jeff's going to deal with it. Imagine he tried to roll to a corner. Sure.
I know you played Balachorek last night, but the Balachorek rink is very good at soft hits.
Yeah. Yeah, they do not sling it around the building and find themselves rolling out a lot. And one more time, that's sort of testament to the sweeping. When you feel you can control it, you can throw that down weight. And you're not going to, if you have a good sweeper on the straight side, you're not going to get over curl. And we even saw them, once the rock breaks, they'll hit it from the curl side. And yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of down take, gentle hits, and sticking around, making the rolls they want. So
that's a miss by Steve Wright there. Kind of flashed that by, little sail out, maybe just a little heavier. Push it just a touch wide, but
yeah. So everything we said 2 rocks ago is now out the window. The force is a distinct possibility for Balachorek. He's going to try to sit 2, someplace that can't be doubled. Get Jeff to chase him and hope for the force.
Did correctly call there would be a miss hit in this end.
Yeah. is he coming around this, or is he playing a little split?
I
think
thought
he
he
wanted
was
a split. I think he wants to. Looks like they're trying to get around it. Brian. Nope. Coming around it, going to be a little deep. If not through.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. Even from the overhead. I am not sure. I didn't see any body language from either skip that indicated one way or the other. Jeff's going to run the top one.
Looking more for a rock placement with this rock, not really necessarily trying to get the double on the backside. That rock technically should not come into too much play in this end now.
Yeah. Yeah, if he gets a sloppy double, tick that on the way by, I'm sure he'll be fine with it. He also doesn't want to stuff it. Getting the piece, and we're going to roll out. The Wright team struggling a bit more to dial in their hits. Now they're throwing fine weight.
Yeah, they're probably throwing 2/10 faster than the Balachorek rink, and the sweeping is the difference, right? Just keeping that on line with a little bit less weight. The misses are exaggerated if you throw just a little bit heavier and don't hit it right on the nose.
So Ray Balachorek, they're going to draw wide. We're still not certain about the status of this back rock.
Don't want that to come up short, create offense for Jeff.
I think they're going to get it there. Jeff will play the hit. Suppose he wouldn't mind hitting, rolling on top of that back rock, whether it's in or out. If he can get a jam on it, he could bring his rock into play.
Yeah, he'll look to hit this right around 11 o'clock, roll 3 to 4 feet across the top of the sheet, sit on the full 8, top 4.
Tight, sweeping. Trying to keep it straight. Looks good. Little bit of a roll.
Again, that's the second time they've been sweeping a rock trying to keep it straight and have not got the roll they wanted because they hit it just a little too thick.
Straightforward hit. Ray does need to be careful, mindful of that back rock. We don't want to jam. I imagine he's just looking for a little flop towards the center line.
Yeah, this will be a good example of their down hit weight, I believe. And they'll just let Brian sweep it.
Steve Waters had a look at that back rock. I think it may come down to a measure or swing in the bar. If it sticks around, that's how we're gonna find out if it's in. Ray's rock is on its way. Pretty good. We're sweeping to keep it straight. It's curling a bit on him. Gonna get what he wanted though. Air inside nose. Again, if Jeff wants to hit and roll towards the middle, he won't have an opportunity to double this back off. He's just gonna hit. Again, roll a foot back towards the middle. Get Balachorek to chase him. Hope for a jam or a rollout, in which case we'd get the blank.
I think he's going to try to clip this one in the back just to try to ensure the blank.
All right. We'll see if you're right.
Waters has taken a good look at it.
A long look. He was also examining the center hole. I guess he wanted to decide where the bar is going to come in.
Took a look at it with either eye to make sure what the angles were there.
Here's the hit from Jeff Wright. Hanging a bit. Robo's looking to get it to curl. Obviously, he'd like to stick around.
Good
and
shot.
There you go. Gary, you were correct for once.
It happens every once in a while.
Once in a while. We no longer have to worry about that back rock. Balachorek's going to look, hit roll towards the middle. Try to make the rollout and the blank a little bit tougher for Wright. Pretty straightforward second end. Balachorek rocks away. They're trying to get it to curl a bit. It's just fine. It's going to hit and stay right there. Going to give Jeff Wright an opportunity. Throw an up weight hit, roll out. Try to blank the end and keep the hammer for the third. In the meantime, do we have a situation on sheet 1? I don't know if we're going to get video of it or not. This is the Anderson-Fleming game. That sounds like 5th event material to me. Or I suppose that sheet 5 game could be 5th event.
Yes.
A more prepared broadcaster would probably know these things, but again.
Sheet 5 is the 5th event with Greg Eigner.
So that's got to be 4th event on sheet 1.
3rd event on sheet 4. 2nd event on sheet 2. 1st event on sheet 3.
Meanwhile, in our featured game, Wright's peel attempt is away.
Looks like it's sailing on him a bit.
Nervously untouched so far by the sweepers.
He
flashes it.
They threw the superhero shot there, the Flash Gordon. Gives up the steal.
So, big unforced error from Wright.
Yeah, down that line on the outside there, if you get it going a little outside, it'll sail on you there for sure.
Yeah, they missed on that exact line twice.
Yep.
In that end. So that puts Balachorek in the driver's seat. All right. See if we can get a feel for what's happening here on sheet 1. We have Todd Fleming. Is this with the hammer? Yellow rocks. And
are 1 and 2 currently. No, there's
he's
a red.
2 and 3. So this is a shot for 3. And we did come in mid-call. I don't know if he's trying to chip it on the high side and stick, or if he's looking for a little inside hit and roll, avoid the back rocks. It is a shot for 3. Sweepers now on it. And, all right, pretty straightforward peel. He gets his, I think 3. I think the top one.
I think it's just 2.
Oh, I suppose the top red outcounted the back yellow. Looks like a 2. We'll update you as we find out more.
Then on sheet 2, there have 7 rocks behind the tee here. Corner guard definitely controlling that end in that game. Farbelow looked to throw a little chip here and get his deuce. And go ahead in the game 2-1.
All right, back here in our championship game, Balachorek with the lead does go 4-foot with his first. And Jeff Wright, no choice but to put up a corner, looking to generate a 2. Balachorek probably looking for a tight guard on his red if he doesn't even want to come all the way in and sit 1-2. I would imagine Wright would still be forced to go another corner or go under. He's going to have to stay away from the middle for a minute. They're coming right in, Gary.
Yeah, I would think they would want to come right on in there. They're up 3 after 2 ends. Right team is a little loose, so just put your foot on the pressure.
Yeah, nice shot. They're staggered enough. Jeff doesn't like where they are and the way that they're sitting. He's going to play a little tap. He originally was looking to hit and roll, clear under the corner. I think now he's just going to play a little, looking for sort of a little heavy draw. Tap that red behind the tee, create a pocket. Definitely the aggressive play here in the third end, but sometimes.
But now they look like they switched it up. Now they look like they're going to hit and roll over.
Yeah, it looks like the front end had different thoughts. They don't want to go hyper aggressive here. You know, we got one rock basically behind the tee, the other side 4. And he's going to play a little down weight. You know, he could rearrange these reds, roll towards that corner. They're not going to get it. They're getting this a little high. They're going to stuff the red, but not exactly what they were looking for. The yellow's open. You know, gets Balachorek off the 4-foot, but with Hammer looking to set up and generate a deuce, you'd prefer not to be chasing the opponent, but as we saw last end, plenty of rocks to go. This is looking a little tight, and no. We are on off with the sweepers. Usually means it's close.
Shot, hits it, stays there.
Yeah, gets the hit, avoids the jam.
I think Jeff has to get aggressive here. I would draw down into the pocket. He's behind, but he's going to hit and roll. Maybe he just doesn't like the way the end's set up.
Yeah, he's got a long roll. You know, if he gets under the corner, he's probably behind the tee, but looking to generate some kind of offense. Looks a little hot. If they catch this as thin as it looks, they're going to roll a long way. Touches them both. Not the worst result. Pushes Balachorek behind the tee. Eliminates one of his rocks. Ray wasting no time. He's going to look to peel this corner. And we'll see. Jeff, you know, Jeff wants to go aggressive. You try to come freeze to that back rock.
Or
never a bad play at the club level.
Or depending on where that sends up, if he can hit this and roll to the middle and create a center line guard, then Jeff has the opportunity to get around it. Balachorek flashes that attempt on the thing. So
gonna give Jeff Wright an opportunity to draw under his own corner. Steve Wright, second for the Wright team. Sure, he's here entirely on his own merits, though. Zero favoritism. Doesn't look like it's burying for him. Looking a little hot, and it's hanging. It's going to stick around. And
they shot? Actually, no, slides through.
Not. Slides deep. I mean, I think Ray's going to hit it either way. He's not looking to steal.
Yeah, he'll be happy to give Jeff one here and move on to the next in.
Yeah. Question is, does he... I mean, I'd imagine he'd want to hit and roll back to the open. This is behind the tee. You wouldn't want to hit and roll under that corner. Jeff would just come to it all day. So...
They've upped the weight on this hit. This is the first one they haven't thrown soft hit at it. They're making sure they get the rabbit here. Well, they're going to roll out, so Jeff's going to have same opportunity to draw under that corner. 2 is still in play. Right third, Steve Waters. It looks like they tightened the broom up a little bit on this draw for this shot, too. See if that gets it underneath the corner.
This is first draw Steve has thrown. This is looking a little tighter. Uh,
Hanging on the center
pleased.
line there.
Looks like it's a little hot too, Gary. I don't think he's getting straight under that corner.
Same spot, even a little deeper.
Back 12. I think this is a hair more buried than the first. It's going to force Balachorek to draw down 2. I don't think they feel they can.
I think you could get back there pretty easily with hack weight and chip it out of there, but it might. That's a pretty tight broom. What is he?
He was tapping his broom. I think he was calling for the draw. Could bring all sorts of possibilities into play.
He's got it tight. He's looking to either chip it off the back or to clear the corner.
All right. Yeah, you're right. They're throwing big weight. I imagine this is peeling or running the corner. I think we're getting a straight forward peel. Jam in the back. Eliminate that back one.
Little bonus prize getting the cherry in the back.
Now, actually, that works out well for Wright. Wright is sitting 1 and has an opportunity to split the rings. Still salvage a deuce out of this situation. Waters throwing the draw. He just threw one, so should be familiar with the ice at this point in the game and the Bonspiel. Sweepers do not look interested in sweeping so far. You're going to be hoping for this one to grab some curl and settle down. Looks fine. Gary, would you draw this even? It's a long crosshouse double. I mean, that's fine. Just fine.
Yeah, they look like they'll try to for the long crosshouse double here.
Yeah, even if he just rolls in that direction, create some possibilities to get out of this. Some instances, 2 is in play. Sometimes you take your medicine, but yeah, he'll be looking for an inside roll. Won't get so aggressive that he risks missing it. Jeff's still got to make his 2 shots.
Brian Robinson will also be on the straight side of this rock, so if it's any question it's inside, he will hammer it straight.
Hits away, looking to make it curl. This is definitely hanging. I'm going to get in. No, I was going to say nose at best, which was correct. They didn't get their best. They hit it high, rolled out. Imagine Jeff's going to look to put that rock back in essentially the same spot. I don't know if he wants to be that deep, but really no harm in it. I don't think at this point in the game, Jeff could be hanging off the back, and I don't think he's going to entice Balachorek into trying to freeze to anything. Basically, the two is available, and sort of a double out of Balachorek. Jeff makes his 2 draws or an open hit. He'll get his 2, get back in the game. Jeff throwing a draw yet? No, he threw 2 big hits last end, I think.
Yes, he flashed his second hit to give up the point.
He'll appreciate you reminding us. Don't forget about that shot that Steve Waters missed in the first, Gary. You'll want to bring that up. They're going to have to go a bit on this. They are on it. I think they're going to catch a piece of the top of the rings. A biter is sufficient. All right. Full 12. Imagine Ray will just try for the slash double.
Hitting rocks on the outside 12-foot here, if you do get it started wide, it will not come back. It will float on you on this sheet.
Yeah, we'll see. We've been talking about the nice downweight game of the Balachorek rink. Imagine he throws closer to what we would call normal take.
Yeah, the first one he juiced it up a little bit and it rode on him.
Yeah, so we get. He's not going to be so aggressive. The double would be nice, but again, he'll be looking to force Wright to make his last for a deuce, get the hammer back.
Yeah, much softer weight here.
Yeah. Soft. Still looking to get it to curl. Well, he makes the hit. Not entirely sure who is shot. Looks like it must be Balachorek. Jeff's going to play probably a little soft weight take of his own. I think the nose will still get him as deuce. It'll be on. Going to want to avoid hitting this high with any kind of weight. Nose. Gentle roll to the outside. He'll still get a deuce. Obviously, anything to the inside. He's got the whole house to roll to, so.
By Steve Waters was imploring him to take some weight off of this, just keep this rock in play.
Two skips with the baby lift still in play on their delivery. This looks fine. Sweepers are looking to hold it. I don't see any panic. Going to get hit a little inside roll for a 2. The end didn't start out great for them. Essentially, it was the missed peel. What did they flash a peel? And then they later played the peel and took their own off the back. So a corner guard that hangs around, a draw to the back 12 under the corner can still generate you a 2.
Yeah, I don't think Ray was expecting to take out his rock on the other side of the 12 with that peel. I think he was felt like he could just get that peel, and that rock really wasn't in play, and he just caught it on the wrong side.
Yeah. Even if he had rolled his shooter somewhere in the rings, it would have been out counting that back 12 rock of the right rink, but here we are. Wright got his deuce. Game on. Balachorek's got the hammer. Up 3-2 as we play the 4th end here in the finals of the 4th. I apologize. The finals of the first event on sheet 3.
The Robo drifts that one into the top 12. I think Jeff was looking for that to be short.
Yeah, I think he'd be moderately aggressive. He doesn't want to just give up the blank, let Balachorek play the end he wants. Jeff would be looking for a tight guard, something he could come around, something he could use. We'll see where Brian ends up after this hit attempt. I think they're going to get a little roll away. Yeah, hit and roll to the wing. A good result. I don't think Jeff can afford to chase that. Jeff's going to go corner. Leave that Balachorek rock where it is. So we're going to see an end where Jeff's going to be playing to the center. Balachorek may be building up some counters on the wings. And could see some fireworks here.
Yeah, Brian's shot was exactly what the doctor ordered there. They wanted to hit and roll there to get to the wings, keep that as a scoring rock out there where Jeff can't afford to go get it, and then force Jeff to throw the center line guard to try to create offense, and then game's on.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff's not going to go nuts, but, he'd love a steal here to even things up, flip the hammer in the even ends. I'd say he'd go moderately hard for the steal until things get nuts. Brian, he's not just going to give Jeff the 4-foot. He has an option to throw a corner. He could split the rings. But we know Jeff's going around, and at this level, you have to assume your opponent's going to make that. So Brian's going to beat him to the 4-foot or attempt to. I mean, Gary, they wouldn't be heartbroken if they rubbed this center guard.
Yeah, they're looking at. He called top 12 or around the 4. The miss is short. Perfect shot gets it to the top 4, but their miss was looking to be short. So this is hanging a little bit. It's coming a little bit now.
Nice. It's gonna be accessible. Wright can see virtually all of that. I'd be looking. Yeah, he's gonna sit on it. A small tap and flop dead under that center guard wouldn't be the end of the world. Steve Wright wasting no time. This rock is away. Looks to be hanging a bit. And I think they got to get it there, and they got to hope for it to curl some. If he leaves it high, if he leaves it, here in the 8 foot in front of the red, something Balachorek has to deal with. At this level, your seconds rocks, it doesn't have to be perfect. We've already seen how rocks that we think aren't exactly what was called for end up coming into play. There are misses and half misses to be found. There are jams, ticks. He's forcing Balachorek. He's got to play a delicate little inside hit. He can't afford to hang wide and jam this on the shot rock. Could easily over curl, tick that center, and then Wright's in business.
But again, this little baby weight with Brian sweeping plays to the Balachorek advantage.
Both on it. This looks
good.
Very nice. Very well played. All right, Wright in trouble now. Balachorek with hammer, sitting 3. Wright's going to run his own in. There's a number of good options here. If he can get some action on these shot rocks, could easily make the run double. Even if he just gets them moving off the 4 foot and leaves himself, with the center guard with a rock under it. I think we're not going to find out. This is looking tight and over curling already. Best case, it would be to tick. Well, I didn't see that one coming, Gary.
Yeah, he just Jeff was sweeping it out of his hand, so I think he turned it inside a little bit on its release.
The across the face of the called rock, tick the back rock shot. Balachorek likes the way his house is setting up. He doesn't like the center guard. He's just going to look to peel the center. He could roll as a corner. Just looking a little tight and down. I think he may get the Brooklyn deal. Shout out Mike Snyder. The cross the face peel. Jay Packard screaming Brooklyn. So that works out fine for Balachorek. Wright has no guards in the center of the sheet to work with. He's going to look to bail on this end, hit, roll towards that shot rock, get a little thin. He can make the double, get it thick and roll on top of it. I mean, his chances aren't over, but
he's just trying to avoid giving up 2 here.
Yeah. You would prefer to be Balachorek at this point. See if they oversweep this one, Gary. I mean, they're on it. Tells me they've got piece of the inside roll they're looking for. Get that on the side. Can he get it? All right.
Got it out. Good shot.
So they make the double. Nice shot by Steve Waters. Crisis averted for the moment.
Yeah, it definitely changes the math in the end now. Balachorek will probably look to just, well, depend on where he goes. If he tries to hit and roll underneath that corner guard.
He wouldn't be looking to draw. All right.
Yeah.
That would be madness. You are in the driver's seat. I mean, it's 3-2 on the scoreboard, but you've got the hammer. Get a deuce somewhere, you're really in control. They wouldn't mind a blank here. They'll take they'll take a shot or 2 if they get a hit and soft roll under the corner. Sit on this back one. 2 still in play.
They like this little one soft.
The roll. I think they've got. This is
Good shot underneath
This is
the
a
corner.
beauty.
Yeah.
Beauty. He's going to force Jeff to sit on that.
Yeah, the soft hit weight and the sweeping, they are easily the best team in the Bonspiel at hitting soft hit and rolls.
Yeah. You know, when you get on good, this is good. It's nice fast ice. We've got nice movement. You know, we always find a straight spot here or there, but the ice is consistent. And once you're comfortable on ice like this with great sweepers, there's no need to throw even what, again, what we would call normal. Throw that control, throw that down take. And, you've got a lot more control over the roll. You keep shooters around. And, if they go on to win this, I would say, I would call that the strength of their team. The confidence in the sweeping, that downweight ability. They don't come out here and make a bunch of 40-foot runbacks and cross-house doubles. You get a lot of little baby shots and rocks that stick around. Right? This is close, but not exactly. I mean, he wanted to just sit on that. Chipping and rolling into the open while it forces Balachorek to, deal with it. This is going to give Ray another chance, hit and roll, pile a second one under this corner, and then Wright's really going to have to make a freeze.
Yeah, Waters probably about 10 feet too heavy on that draw. Through little back line to hack there.
Give him a 1.5 out of 4. Well, they're not going to get that. They're not getting under. Yeah, not the end of the world. I mean, the 2 is... That almost assures you, again, at some point we have to assume a certain number of made shots. That really brings the 2 into play. If they go another one under the corner, you bring your 3 into play, but you also give Jeff the out with the freeze. Here, Jeff basically has to deal with this. And the only way he's not giving up a 2 is if he gets some sort of miss, rollout, etc. from Balachorek.
Yeah, Balachorek actually called the hit and roll to the open. So I think, to your point, is to try to secure the deuce as opposed to getting too aggressive. You're up once, the fourth end, be up 3 after 4. He'll take that all day.
Yeah. Firmly in the driver's seat. You're playing Jeff Wright in the finals of the first event. It's not a game where you think you're going to be able to put away after 6 ends. So you've got to assume you're going to grind out 8 ends. Get 2, give 1 is a tried and true way to win a curling game. So
the math works that way.
It does. I know you've studied it extensively.
The game
is let's throw in the hit, and again, this is significantly hotter than we see the Balachorek rink throwing. Not that it hasn't worked for Jeff for 1,000 years, but they play a tighter broom. They throw more weight. They're not able to control their shooters as well. And all right. Well, now we'll test your theory. Is Ray playing for the safe deuce, which would be to just split the rings draw into the open? I don't think that's what he's going to do. He's looking to get out of this corner. The advantage he has here, whereas before he was forced to hit and roll behind the tee. He can try to get under this corner, but he doesn't have to get behind the tee. They're tapping top 12, and then what's Wright going to do?
Yeah, I think now after the rollout, for sure, he's going to come underneath. If it wasn't a rollout, then he would just take his deuce and be happy with it.
Yeah.
But now he has a chance to really put some pressure on Jeff here if he makes this. He gets this top 12.
Sorry, I was placing a drink order. Yes, if he can put this where they were tapping the broom. I mean, it doesn't need to be any deeper than top 12. And if he tucks a piece, Jeff's going to have a difficult decision.
The third did just tap on the open side here. Let's see which way he's going to throw this.
Yeah, I can see. I could see either one.
Yeah.
What would you do, Gary? We know you're a bit of a riverboat gambler. You'd be looking to. I imagine you'd be looking to somehow split this corner in, roll to the open side. Bring a 4 into play.
I get. Again, we were joking about this being a math game. Technically, right here, the safer shot is to roll it, is to try to get it to the open, eliminate the double. And I think the scoreboard dictates in this position that you throw it to the open side. If it was score was a little different and you had to get aggressive here, then you could come underneath it.
Yeah, 2 is enough, and that is what they've elected. Drawn to the open side. Of course, if he misses it, everything looks better if you make the shot. This looks all right. It's grabbing some curl, I think. Yeah, Brian's on it, which means we will secure the rings.
And they're trying to get it to the back 8 to eliminate the cross the sheet double, and I think that's good where that is there.
That's a good call. That's a good shot. I don't think Jeff has much shot at the double. Incredibly flat. I don't think he has a chance of even rolling into a spot that's going to bother Balachorek. Honestly, Gary, if he could hit and be shot there in the 8-foot, something close to the edge of the rings, and hope for a rollout.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's just behind in the end and just trying to get out of here with whatever as many points against him as he can.
Get away, yeah. Balachorek made that hit and roll under the corner, and you're really looking at 2 from there on out. Steve Wright sweeping hard, looking for, I'd imagine, something like a nose. That's just fine. That's about what you're saying, yeah. Ray will throw his little downweight take. Anything that sticks will get him his 2. See the shot, and then we'll run down the scores in some of the other games.
All the games look pretty close except on sheet 1. Looks like Fleming putting some pressure on Anderson on that sheet 1, but other than that, the games are close.
Been a long weekend for some of the teams represented on the ice tonight. Some people were out there playing quite late last night, and then I think some of them, this will already be their second game of the day.
Yeah, what time did we get out of here last night? 12:30 or something. They were still curling, I think. 1 o'clock, was it? Yeah. I know it was late.
Meanwhile, Ray's shot. This looks just fine, Gary. We're sweeping, but no panic.
They hit every rock on the nose when they're trying to throw that little down weight. They just have so much rock control with the sweeping that there's never any mystery that they're going to hit and roll out on any of these shots.
Let that be a lesson to all you young curlers.
Yeah, speed can kill.
And, again, the Wright rink, there's a reason Jeff's won this event 7 times. They won this matchup last year in the final. But so far today, the downweight hit game of Balachorek is working, and the Wright team just hasn't been dialed in their hits, and a couple of misses is why Balachorek's in the driver's seat halfway through the game. They're up 5-2. All right, so we ran down. Fleming is up 6-2 on Anderson as they play the 4th.
And sitting shot rock.
Yeah. In the second event game on sheet 2, that is the Terry Walsh rink out of Milwaukee against Mike Farbelow out of somewhere in the Twin Cities. 4 Seasons, I believe. Although it's all Farbelow's. We got some Medford. We got some Twin Cities. So Farbelow's up 3-2 as they play the 4th. Walsh Walsh is sitting 3 with Hammer.
Sitting 4.
You're right. The monitor was blocking my view of the 4th.
Got a Klingon over there.
Fred Blizzard, the most hated man in curling, is playing in the 3rd event finals on sheet 4 against the Butson rink. Again, representing the Granite Curling Club, but I think they are cobbled together from a number of locales. Blizzard is down 3-1 as we play the fourth. Blizzard has hammer. He is sitting -3, butts in 3 yellow rocks, and about 11 rocks out in front of the house. Blizzard's looking for a way in to get his 1. And it looks like he's going to have to draw wide. Then quickly on sheet 5, Eigner out of Madison against Montalbano. Are they all? It's a Northwestern team. And Eigner is up 3-2 as they play the fourth. Montalbano delivering the hammer right now. Again, looking at a couple yellow rocks. Some sort of run back, Gary?
Yeah, looking to run back. They're trying to throw a run back against 3.
Not what you like to see. They get none of the action they were looking for. And again, someone was in my way. That's a steal of 3. So Eigner is going to go up 6-2 after 4. That game may not see the 8th end given all the curling that's happening. And then back to our feature game. Wright with hammer. Got a corner and something right under it. Balachorek, I imagine. Pop that top one. Actually, he can't yet. 5 rock rule. Still not second nature to me. But he's going to... He can hit the top one, and if he doesn't remove it, but removes the rock that is in the rings, that would be an okay result.
Yeah, then he'll look to roll to the center. It's just a little baby, again, one of that baby-controlled weight that they're going to throw. Mm-hmm. Look to hit this rock at 10 o'clock, jam it into the one in the rings. It's floating on him a little bit. They're trying to get it to curl.
That's
fine.
Yeah. You don't love it. Leaves Wright with a corner and a counter.
But he is covered. The shot rock's covered on the right-hand side of the sheet there.
Put that. All right, let's quickly. We're looking at sheet 2. We've got Mike Farbelow throwing the hammer against the Walsh rink. Farbelow is sitting 1. Like he's playing the hit. I'm confused at the turn they're taking, but I'll trust Mike Farbelow. So gentle hit away for Farbelow, very gentle. They are drawing the center. They point in the opposite direction that we do when they're calling their shot. So this is a simple draw through the port. Looking for 2. He needs about full 8. They are on it hard. Will they get it there? No.
A little short.
Little short. So 1 for Farbelow in the fourth. He will go up 4-2 on the Walsh rink out of Milwaukee. Look at us bouncing around the building. Look out, Joe Calabrese. We're coming for 12th end. If anyone in the nation will be watching this game on Super Bowl Sunday morning or on replay, I imagine it would be Joe Calabrese. Former member of the Milwaukee Curling Club, former GNCC Lead of the Year, and the founder of the 12th End Sports Network, which now carries championship-level curling.
Club curling.
It's phenomenal. They've done a great job. Happy to see it, and probably some of the inspiration for what we're doing here today. I'd love to see us, keep some of this set up and start broadcasting games from our league nights.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I mean, Joe's really pioneered the video curling or video monitoring for curling games at the club level, and it's really exposed a lot of people to the game.
Yeah. And it's led to the 2 of us sitting here calling this game. So blame Joe Calabrese. Back to our game. Balachorek piling rocks into the rings, forcing Wright to deal with them. You know, at some point, if you're Balachorek and you don't have hammer and your rocks are not, controlling the center, at some point you can end up with too many rocks in play. You get that many, and the ones behind, inevitably they end up behind the tee. They can start to hurt you when you just want to keep it simple. I mean, Wright is sitting 1-3. So Ray wisely, I think, going to take that shot rock. Look to sit 1-2. Not going to be the most comfortable of forces, but not in real danger yet. A gentle take. This is hanging. This is not going to stick around despite Brian's best efforts. Got to get it down. All right.
You know you floated one out there if Brian can't get it to curl and come back around.
You know, Brian, we talked about this at the table after the game last night. He went after it, and they had some down take. You know, if it hasn't started to move yet, you can't force it to curl. You can accentuate the curl once it's moving, but it didn't stop him from trying. There was certainly no harm in it, but he probably knew it was in vain. And that's going to give Wright, an opportunity to get a deuce here. Got to hit this Balachorek rock. He's got to find a way to roll, count. Like to roll as far away as possible, and minimize the chance of a double. This is looking a little tight. Steve Wright is on it. Do they have a P? All right. Sit. All right. That's exactly what they were looking for. They got the frequent flyer double in the back as well. That rock wasn't a problem, but Wright sitting 2 with hammer. Couldn't have asked for a better setup. And if they can execute from here on out. Oh, we're getting a replay. Boom. So shout out Jay Packard. That is called the frequent flyer. When you double off the back. I'm sure they knew it was there. I'm sure they said something to the effect of maybe we get lucky and get this one just to cover their bases. But that's more just sort of a bonus. Just kicking Ray on the way by. But yeah, back to what matters. Oh, wow, this is hanging badly. Or did they burn it? They just gave up on that halfway. And the 3, do you think it picked? I don't know. It looked like either a burn. Yeah, a burn, a pick. They didn't like it and just kicked it out of the way. Any number of things. But game on. Wright looking to draw the open side, and there will be options for doubles, but the 3 is firmly in play.
Yeah, this could be a big change here in the game. Didn't see it coming either, by the way.
No. You were looking at your phone. I was talking to our producer. All right, producer. Director Jeff Stefik at the controls. And you, I'm sure, are hearing the applause as the 3rd event final has just wrapped up. The Blizzard Butson game. We saw Fred in trouble, Gary. I'm guessing that he did not. Butson. All right, so the Butson rink. Let me find them in my program. Still looking. Should say granite on here, or is that just their sweatshirts? All right, Toronto Granite. The Chris Butson rink, number 18 in your program. Skipped by Chris Gale. We don't have a score, but they shook after 4. They defeated the Fred Blizzard rink. Local good guy Fred Blizzard from the Milwaukee Curling Club. So congratulations to the Butson rink for winning the 3rd event. I believe on our draw sheet, that means you won your first, lost your second, dropped into third, played a lot of good teams, and won. Gary, in the meantime, we missed what happened to Wright's 3 here. They sailed the draw through.
Sailed the draw through.
All right, well, that hurts. It's still, the 2 is still alive. It'll feel like a bit of a letdown. I mean, they had 3 in their pocket. And so we got an open hit for Jeff. Speaking hit and stick, he'll force Ray Balachorek to go for the double, and he'll be hoping to have another hit and stay or even an open draw for his deuce. Look at where their broom is, Gary. They're definitely playing sort of their normal take weight.
Yeah, I think they're afraid of that drift that's happened on a couple shots here. So
True enough. Yeah, we've seen a couple drift. I mean, you can throw it there with that broom. And yeah, this is a little softer than just been throwing. I mean, no harm. Boy, look at that. They're looking for some curl. He's got it.
Yep, right on the nose.
But yeah, he definitely tightened the broom and kept his weight a little softer than normal. Still rode out on him. But mission accomplished. He's sitting 1-2. Ray's not even going to take on the double. I mean, honestly, if Ray can hit this and leave it in this spot, make sure he's shot, but just roll full 12. He's going to make Jeff throw up this delicate little line again. And, while we see they got the broom right on the edge of the rock, I don't think that means Balachorek's going to throw a missile. I think they feel they could probably throw their go-to weight and hold it. We haven't seen anything just snap on anybody.
No, certainly not down this outside line on this sheet. It'll ride straight on you, or if you get loose with your handle on your turn, it'll throw the flyby.
Somebody appreciated the Brooklyn comment. Someone called into the control room. I don't know. I got a picture of a text from Jay. I don't know if it came from Mike Snyder himself. I know Troy Schrader never found the Brooklyns particularly amusing. Snyder Brooklyned him like 5 times in one game. And we were yucking it up. And then Troy was perturbed, and then he got like a lucky shot of his own and said, "Don't even say anything," because we had so many misses work out in our favor. So turnabout is fair play.
Yeah, so they'll look to hit the nose here again. Again, tight broom here.
Sorry, I'm leaning around. We are not perched high above the sheet, NFL style. We're at ice level. Occasionally, we too have to look through the curlers. All right, this must be hanging a bit. Oh, boy. He is going to hit and roll out, miss his deuce. So clearly that line is running straight, Gary, if not flat out falling out a bit.
Yeah, and again, Jeff probably threw 15 more feet of speed than Balachorek, and the difference is roll out or nose.
That line running straight, we'll have to have Jay melt this down to the floor tonight, rebuild the ice, get the painting, just start all over. It's a shame. We kid. The ice has been phenomenal. Even the best sheet's going to have a spot here or there, and oftentimes it's who can figure it out and, adjust the weight, adjust the line accordingly. So both teams struggled with that spot, but Wright, after seeing it on his first one, just couldn't trust the broom or trust that line on his second. Got it out there a bit, and takes one when he really had earned a deuce, wanted a deuce, and he's down 2 on the scoreboard. But with 3 ends to go, Balachorek with hammer, Balachorek firmly in the driver's seat. They take a 1 here. Again, they'll have to play all 8 ends, but a 1 here and force Wright in the 7th. They'll be coming home with hammer and right where they'd like to be. Wright gets a high guard. I mean, Jeff's gonna. Gary, you think he goes all out for the steal here?
I think he has to. I don't think he has an option. I think he's got it. I think he's got to throw another guard, probably middle guard here to keep him high, and then get around it. First one to the pin wins.
Yeah, gets a bit of a miss out of Balachorek. I mean, they take the guard back towards the center. They roll deep. If he's all in for the steal, he doesn't care about red rocks, outside the scoring area. Ray could be sitting 5, in the outer 12-foot. If there's a center guard, Jeff's going to be coming around it until the end of the end. I think you're right. Jeff doesn't want to just play 8 ends to lose by 1 and say it was close. He knows he's got to make something happen here. He's going to go double center guard.
Yeah, good shot by Robo there. Probably couldn't pick it up and drop it any closer than where he wanted it.
Yeah.
A little staggered, 4 feet off the house.
Yeah, it's nice. Balachorek, I mean, he forced to come around it. I'm sure he would have loved to have he'd loved an opportunity to open up, but we're gonna have an end. We're gonna have some rocks in play around the 4-foot. Could be interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if either Wright's gonna make this into a game, or this could get out of hand.
Yeah, the thing with those high guards, they're annoying. They're easy to get around, but they just create enough cluster that you can't really deal with them. You have to kind of leave it there for the first 3 or 4 shots, and by then it's kind of you're all in by then.
And now, in an effort to bury this, I mean, I know as a skip, this is my nightmare. Often like in the 8th end, again at the club level, you'd love to drop it on the 4-foot and be there first. And this is the fear. I mean, Wright's got 2 center guards. He's got a rock right behind the button. He's not going to look to come all the way to it. He'd love to be buried and be top button and shot. But
this rock's hanging out there again.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple feet too heavy and hanging. I mean,
not even shot rock now, so I think Balachorek will just look to pile one in there.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have loved to have played a clean end. And he's not going to get his wish. Now, he's got a chance to be in the driver's seat. They get another one deep. They leave this where it can be seen or chipped, Yeah, he's even recognizing, taking a look at his peel options. Is there a double peel? I mean, yeah, would he waste a rock with a straight peel? That would for sure let Wright come down to it. But you could go either way, and it kind of depends on the strength of your team and your comfort. They came deep. He's looking for...
I think he's looking for the double peel here.
Yeah.
And then...
It's a tough double peel without leaving something up there. All right, so... replaces the 2 yellow rocks with 1 red. We still have a center guard. Still lets Jeff draw into this pocket.
But again, that guard is so high. I mean, it's really just a visual adherence now because you can get around it.
Yeah, I would imagine we're going to see an avalanche of rocks coming into the 4-foot for the rest of the end. Once you've got that backing and you've seen it, you'll just see people. All of a sudden, it becomes makeable. And even if it means people coming into those back ones over and over. This weight looks good. I mean, they'd like to get it there. They'd like to be shot. It doesn't have to be. I mean, that rock's going to be moved around some. I think Ray had his mind made up. To peel before that rock was thrown. He's seen enough of this center guard with a 5-2 lead and the hammer He wants to make sure he has a chance to score.
Well, the fact that he shot rock as well, right? Because Jeff's going to have to throw a center line guard on his next one to keep his offense. So it's
fair enough. Some point, Jeff's probably going to come and tap that yellow either onto the red, eliminate the red, tap and sit under it. Look to generate a steal, but he'll go one more center guard. Discussing it with his rink, certain to prove us wrong.
He has to throw a center line guard here. But he doesn't have to. He can do whatever he wants to. But
he's got 3 rocks to go, 4 rocks to go.
4 rocks to go.
Okay.
I think you throw a guard here, then I think you, depending on what happens, you might even throw one more guard. I think it depends on how high the guard is.
Yeah. All right, so Jeff kindly is agreeing with us and will put up a center guard with his third's first rock. Balachorek sitting shot at the back of the button, Wright 2-3. Definitely looking to steal this end.
I think Jeff's going to want to almost get this guard onto the left side of the center line to leave a little bit of opening for that red rock on the back of the 4. I don't think he wants to cover the red rock and force a tap.
Yeah, I mean, and he's kind of got him both ways. He'll have a shot, if he needed a tap or sit on that red. I would have think he would want some access to his yellow rock for a tap, but Balachorek, he went peel once. You might think he would stay peel. He's looking at the yellow rock on the top 4. Obviously, if he goes for this and doesn't get it or jams, he's going to regret that guard is still up there. And, I'm not going to say either call is wrong. You kind of get a feel for your team and what you'd like to have late in the end.
Yeah, I think
big weight.
Yeah, I think he's throwing. If he peels it, he peels it. If he gets around it, he gets around it. But there's going to be rocks moving.
Fair enough. Looks like the peel.
Yeah.
No damage on the back. Rolls his shooter away. All right, so the front's open. Pretty straightforward exchange of rocks. Center guard, peel. Wright's good. Going to go one more center guard. He might hope to, obviously, a nose peel. He might hope that, Balachorek runs it into the pile and rearranges things. And if it leaves Wright sitting one, then it's on and he's guarding.
Let's see where the rock placement is. Last time they were just on the left side of the center line. If he covers the right side of the center line this time, to your point, do you leave yourself the tap back or do you leave yourself the draw around to the back one?
He gets a look at either one. He'll steal of one. You can't really hope for more than stealing one. That requires some sort of misses, but he's kind of going to be in steal mode for the rest of the game. If he steals one here, it's going to be steal again in the next one. I mean, we're going to be seeing this end over and over unless Balachorek can put up a deuce or so here, in which case things are going to be dark for the right rink. So, Waters makes both center guards. They look pleased with where they've put it. It's covers enough of that back one that all Balachorek can see is the nose or the outside, which is not where they would want to hit it because they'd be sending it right onto the red. If that center guard hangs, if it's another foot to our right, Balachorek could be looking at a little gentle tap, even a double, get those yellows off there. And they're unsure what they want to do. What do you think they're talking about, Gary?
I think they're talking about whether they try to throw maybe backline weight and tap that yellow rock through the port here. I think you can get around it. I think with that baby backline weight, if you get to the just around the nose of that, it'll shoot it through the little gap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it on the monitor, and it is edge to edge at. No, they're going with the peel. It's edge to edge at best. I mean, If it were the eighth end and you had to have it, the shot might be there, but it would be fraught with danger. I think the peel, Ray may be saving some of these tougher shots for himself. So they're going straight peel. Brian Robinson hasn't been heard from in an end or two. He's happy to flex his sweeping muscles. And so straightforward peel, right. We're going corner. We're going center. We're going guard again.
Yeah, I think you got to keep throwing the guard. It's your only way to score.
Yeah, we've got 3 rocks around the 4 foot, but it's the same as if you were trying to steal in the 8th. I mean, you go guard until, you're looking for one chance to make that shot and be shot. So you can put it back in the same spot. And then we'll see if Balachorek, at some point, if he puts this where they've put the last couple, does Balachorek ever think about the in-turn draw, just come to the button, sit 1-2, and obviously, right, that's where, he benefits from having this tappable yellow.
Like you said, too, does he just be happy with 1? Does he just keep peeling, play scoreboard control?
Oh, I'm certain he'd be happy with 1, especially the way the end is gone. One's curling a little more than so it's going to fully take away. Going to fully take away any kind of play on the top 4 yellow, and does this entice Balachorek to the draw to top button? They're looking at it. I don't think they're going to peel again. Got the hammer. There are worse things than drawing in for 1-2. Put it in a spot where even the tap doesn't put right at shot. Well, they're looking at it again. Doesn't look like something I'd want to take on, Gary. I think they can see less of it than they could see on the previous shot. And the guard is maybe a hair tighter.
Yeah, I don't want to take on that shot either. That's why I'm back here with you having a glass of wine on Sunday morning.
Cozier back here. Got to sleep in a bit.
You never miss from back here.
Yeah, we know. You have been heard. All right. I think they're going in-turn draw. They don't need to get all the way. Boy, if it's finishing hard and they could tuck a piece under the yellow while staying above the tee, they'd love it.
Yeah, that would be
difficult for Wright to get into the 4 foot. But if they throw this straight onto that back pile, Wright's going to have a tap. And if the angles are wrong, it could be a tap to sit 1 with tons of backing. It could be a tap to sit 2. So all in the execution. And they can't. This isn't a guard this side. This isn't. Oh, hey, 8 foot's just as good. Because then Wright's coming and playing this tap right onto the button.
Yeah, he's got to get to the pin.
Yeah, I don't have the overhead, but I think even if he gets to this red, he's going to leave the pin accessible to Wright. This would ideally just an edge under the yellow while staying above the tee, which is, we're talking about a small margin for error.
I think you're going to see Brian jump on it right about the hog line and try
They do not want to go.
There we go, right at the hog line.
Yeah.
There he goes.
But the indications were that the weight was all there. Here's Brian trying to make a curl, but I think they're going to get deep, Gary.
Do get deep, yeah.
Yep, again, it was a tough shot. It had to be in one location. And actually, he hasn't taken away anything on the in-turn. Wright's going to come down.
Try to get to the inside corner of it.
Yeah. Inside corner, he doesn't have to move it. And if you're playing for your solid 1, moving it as little as possible, there's no generating a 2 out of this. If he throws any weight, obviously he could forfeit his steal entirely. He's going to look to draw, sit on the inside of this, no need to move it. Do we have a situation on 2? No, it's still early in the 6th end. we'll update the scores after this. Obviously, we're here for the finals of the first. Commenters are not clamoring for updates on the Far Below Walsh match. No offense to Medford. All right, Wright. Draws on the way. We haven't seen any panic. It looks close.
It looks
If
like
anything,
it's
I mean, it needs to curl a bit. Then they definitely need to get it here. Short is
no good.
no good. This looks good, Gary.
Yeah, it does look good.
Get. That's pretty much perfect.
Yep, good shot.
Got just enough of the nose. Still one rock to go, but Wright is frozen on the button. Gary, can they see enough to pound this nose or high side and hope that that middle red sticks around?
I don't know. The angles are. He's looking at an interesting angle at it.
I think some weight here where they're looking, an in time, some sort of hit or some point. As long as they get it high, squeeze the shot rock out the side.
He's got
move the back red and the back yellow. I think that middle red, it sticks in the back four. They can't afford to have that middle red squeezed out of the four. Otherwise, this top yellow, the top four yellow could come into play and keeps Balachorek from pounding this. If everything goes flying, including the shooter, then all of a sudden that top four right rock that's been there the whole end, becomes a counter.
I think
Do you know what they settled on?
I think they're trying to throw little control their weight and chip that yellow and right on the corner and try to spin it through the 4 foot, spin it across the pin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nothing is. I mean, right now, Wright's stealing one, and it's hard to see any miss from Balachorek here becoming any worse than Wright stealing one. And this may be Balachorek's only chance to generate, to get one of his own. So, really, I mean, famous last words. I've seen it happen, but I don't think he can hurt himself.
Do a little more weight than I thought. And
yeah, I mean, they may get just the thin chip. If they get a piece,
no,
and they won't.
They miss, yeah.
So they miss everything. Wright steals one here in the sixth. And so it will be 5-4 Balachorek after 6. And I think we're going to see the same end, or the same strategy. Wright is in steal mode.
Yeah, I think that was the best end that the Wright Rinks played this game. They had rock control, were able to put the guards in the right spots. That was a good end for them. If they can do that again, they have a chance.
Yeah, and they might. Maybe they can get Balachorek to tighten up a little. Balachorek struggled a bit in the 5th. I mean, we saw Wright with a chance for 3, with a chance for 2. We finally saw some misses out of Balachorek. Now they got him playing a tight game. I mean, got to have a center guard here. We're both skips. We both know when you're just like, it can't be in the rings. And Robo did it last end. They got a high center on the first one.
I kind of liked the high guard on the first one because I mean, I'd rather be high here actually than tight, and then and then come underneath your high guard for the second one.
Yeah, you want to anyways. If we're watching this, if we're watching the Briar or watching the Olympics, you'll see the teams, they need to stack the guards because the double peel is a threat. If you get any stagger, the double peel and roll out, E.J. Harden's coming down and your end is over. Not so much a problem here at the club level. And side-by-side guards aren't the end of the world. One high on one side of the center and one tight on the other. Yeah, it doesn't always work, but there are worse things. We're looking for 2 guards. We're looking for, Wright had a chance. It took the whole end before he took his shot for the shot rock. And when you're in full steal mode, that's all you're hoping for is a chance. And sometimes you just have to make it. So Robo, he kind of threw right in between. He didn't get the 1, he didn't get the 3, but he's right in the middle. That'll give Wright a chance to throw up a second guard. Balachorek. Now, last end, I don't think they were playing the tick. They just missed the come around.
Yeah, they missed the come around.
And this is fine. That's not an outright miss, but Jeff's glad they didn't put it on the button where he'd be, reckoning with it at some point. Gary, I think he might be going straight around it.
No, he said top. He said guard.
He did? Okay.
Yeah.
Short of the first one?
No.
Past the first one and kind of just sitting
Past
there
the
on
first
top
one.
12?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, there is some action going on around the building. Far below just made a hit for one.
So he didn't get that underneath. The guard's high, a little staggered.
That's fine.
So it's fine there.
And again, with actually, we're on the 4th rock. I was going to say with the 5 rock rule, they can't go after it, and Wright's going to get, his wish, which is there are going to be rocks in front. He's going to have a chance to play the end he wants and look for a steal. Balachorek, I imagine they're tapping this up.
Yeah, it's probably going to try to tap and roll under or tap it up. Take your pick.
Which is fine. I mean, Wright, the way I'm looking at the rocks and the way they're staggered, Wright's in-turn draw around those center guards is going to be his most attractive way to the button, and the Balachorek's going to try to get in there and, get control of the 4-foot to begin. Looks like it's over curling a bit. They're not tapping to the button. And that's almost just another guard. That's not a rock that Wright needs to worry about now.
Yeah, he'll look to get just underneath that top 8.
Yeah, he wasn't tapping. He's not looking for shot. He'll take another rock on top of the rings right now, something that could be tapped, something that Balachorek maybe feels the need to deal with, or when the peels start flying, he wants to continue to have rocks in front.
Yeah, this is actually a key rock in the end. If he throws this top 8 under cover, be a good spot for it.
Yeah. Jeff was looking for. I mean, he might be telling him like where he wants to throw it. Like, don't. Doesn't have to be 4 foot out of your hand. And here's what they got. They did not
want it there.
They didn't want it there. You know what? Not the end of the world. Is it? I mean, is it buried? Not really.
No.
I was gonna say though, but if they can force Balachorek to come down to it, that's just rocks behind the tee. That again. In Wright's favor. Balachorek, what? He doesn't want to hit and roll away. Wright's just going to make it better. So while that rock, again, here at the club level, that rock doesn't look like a make. Sometimes it's just drawing play into the area that you're looking for and forcing the other team to make shots. Teams miss shots. So sometimes it's a matter of that half make. Again, that rock that draws play to what you're looking for, get some rocks behind the tee. I mean, Wright's looking for junk, and junk in front and junk in the back can be equally valuable. I mean, that's what saved him last end. So Balachorek doesn't want to see any more of the end we've seen for an end and a half. He's looking for a peel. He's looking to open it up. He doesn't get the double peel. Wright in the driver's seat, right?
Yep, he'll throw this again, top 12, trying to cover his shot rock.
Yeah, you get down the way they were down, and you get into a situation where you got to steal in 6, got to steal in 7. I mean, this is what you hope for. It can all go wrong, but I mean, we're in the 7th end of the finals here. Game's going to be decided one way or the other regardless, but Wright went all in the 6th. It worked. He's all in the 7th, and this is better than, when you go all in and then you look up 5 rocks in and there's nothing in front and your opponent is sitting, split the house and there's, and you're looking to freeze to loser rocks. So that's fine. I don't know he wanted or needed to get to the button, but again, he's drawing Balachorek into his game. Balachorek's looking for like a tap or a freeze. We're going to have rocks on and around the 4 foot. If I'm Wright, I'm happier right now. I'm happier than I was at the beginning of the sixth. Then.
Surprised he didn't peel here.
Oh, I mean, they're not. They're not a giant hitting team. Maybe they. Or are they going to get the soft weight peel? The soft, not even a Brooklyn. That is not what they were looking for, Gary.
And it took away their angle top pushback on the to the rock that Jeff's trying to hit now. So
Wright's got a chance to. I mean, that rock just happens to be there, and it makes a little hit and roll under, and sitting 3, sitting 4 under a couple rocks. That's things are getting interesting.
yeah, that was a big miss. That's not. I don't think anybody expected that miss there.
Yeah, and again, championship club level championship curling, you really can't say you were trying or generating a steal of more than one, but Jeff looks up right now and has to be thinking like, oh my, we have a chance. I mean, Balachorek's going to blow this up. He's got 4 rocks left to run that red, to start moving rocks off the 4-foot. So Wright, honestly, still a steal of 1 is all he can really hope for, but going to try to put himself in a position to sit a couple. And even if all he does is guarantee the steal of 1, he'll take it. That didn't do much for him. I mean, it takes away any kind of, Balachorek might have used that red rock of his own to get in there as an escape hatch.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the fact that they're throwing heavier hits, so they don't hit it perfect, and it spins out the backside versus being able to throw super control weight and make sure that it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, could that have been a hack waiter or a heavy draw? It's the red doesn't need to be removed so much as push it out of the way and roll under. And if you're throwing something controllable,
Here comes the missile.
yeah, those yellows are we could look up and see significantly fewer yellows. Well, he only removes 1. Doesn't really get him off the 4-foot. Wright's in great shape. He's got to get, I would think, high guard here.
Yeah, I'll probably throw it to a 3 covering that yellow.
Yeah, no deeper than that. I mean, I think if he throws any kind of decent guard, Balachorek at some point runs his own red in, and the red is on the center line. So Ray would be looking to give himself access to the 4-foot on the outturn anyways. I suppose Wright could also talk about coming clear around, sit top 4, sit top 8.
Yeah, if he could get to shot 3, top 8, top 4, maybe
nibble the 4. Because Ray probably plays the half peel, half run back on the red. If he can get the nose and run it into that pile, he probably does. So you'd rather have 3 and 1 on top of the tee, so like the last rock, so something stays around. And if Ray noses the red, his shooter will still be there. Ray, on the other hand, could miss the run back and make the peel and open up, access to the 4-foot. What did we settle on?
Top 12, it looks like.
Okay. I agree. Yeah, do you think they want to get clear under that red, or do you think you want to be like edge to edge with the red? They do want to guard. They want to protect some of what can be seen on the intern side,
I think
while maybe getting just a hair in the way of that red run back.
Yeah, I think you want to split the difference, give them an edge on that yellow one, and then take away the straight run back.
Yeah. Obviously, a delicate shot. Easier said than done. This is hanging at the moment. I don't think they're going to get anything under the red. So that's fine. Again, they're sitting 3. the angles aren't great for Ray to pound that. It still takes a shot or two for Balachorek to improve his situation. And if you force him, it looks like he's going to leave his red up there. So if you get a miss here, if this doesn't really open it up, Wright's he's got guards and he's got rocks in the rings. We're seeing big weight out of Balachorek's rink. I imagine they're looking for the double on these yellow. Oh boy, they're going to get a piece of the red. Nope, they get by. Yeah, so again, they don't make the double. They squeeze that yellow into a better spot.
Better spot, yeah.
And and leave the don't deal with the high red center guard. Wright he's in great shape.
I think if he throws top 8 here undercover, that forces Balachorek to make the draw.
Would you go that deep? If you go 8 and they can see a piece of it, you're going to get some kind of slash, and attempt at a double. On the other hand, he can't, if he goes high guard, Balachorek's got some draws. Personally, I wouldn't get this too deep, Gary. I don't want something that Balachorek's slashing and getting my winning yellows moving.
I think you got to throw it touching 8 foot under that red guard, straight in a line.
All
Just
right.
line them up, top 8.
Yeah, straight under where it can't be slashed. Obviously, the danger is easier said than done. We got a lot of curl out here, but getting it around the red and then, and not leaving a good piece of it. Yeah, I agree with you. For once. That's all you get for today.
How many years have we curled together?
Too many. There's a reason that came to an end before you moved. But it's nice to have you back. Gary and I curled against each other 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Yeah, for the invite to the men's. I had an ace in my pocket. I was coming either way.
Fair enough. I had to win. I had to win my way in. So it was nice of you to let me win.
I did not let you win. You made a good little hack line tap out to win. So on your last rock.
It took 7 ends. I'm glad we finally got there. Really, the point of us all being here today was to talk about the championship of the Bravos division in the Milwaukee men's Carson event. Meanwhile, in this other game that just happens to be going on, Wright. What did they settle on, Gary?
I think he's still the draw. I'm surprised they're coming this direction. They must I don't know. That's not a draw.
Hit on the red, Gary. There. Hitting this outside red. Was that rock a threat? Did they feel they couldn't improve their situation and anything they put up there was curious? I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they may have decided that again, we said if they could put a guard dead under, great. They may have decided that it wasn't worth the risk of doing Balachorek's work for him. Sometimes throwing a rock up there, all of a sudden the team's like, well, we didn't have anything, and now we got something to run in here. So,
and we've talked about Balachorek's ability to throw the hit and roll under, so maybe they felt that taking the hit and roll under off their own rock was a good option.
Yeah. So the applause we're hearing is the
5th event.
Finals of the 5th event. So our viewership is sure to drop off now that the 5th event has been settled. The Eigner Rink of Madison has defeated Montalbano of Northwestern University. Go Wildcats. And back to our rink. That's enough. It's the 5th event. Come on, people. We have curling going on out here. Oh, all right. What is that? That's how many we have right now. All right. Oh, 63. We picked someone up. Someone was waiting for Jeremy Rowe to get off the ice before they would even tune in, and here we are. So, 64. People really don't like Jeremy Rowe, Gary. I share their opinion. All right. Balachorek.
Little light.
Code red. Call Mark Fenlon. They were looking for the draw. I think maybe they were looking to get clear around for shot, and look at how far they've dragged this rock. I hesitate to. Oh my God, are they going to get it there?
Pretty close.
They are not shot. Wright's going to have to deal with that. Would you guard it? I mean, Wright is shot.
No, I think you try to hit that right on the nose, right?
Hit it on the nose, and now you got your chance to steal 2.
Yeah.
Steal 3. So they dragged that a mile, but it was, I mean, no offense to my sweepers. That's sitting somewhere full 12-ish.
Yeah.
I'm sure offense will be taken. But Brian, I think, while all muscle, I think Brian may weigh as much as my sweepers put together, and can definitely put some force on the broom. It's definitely going to be time for a new broom head.
You know,
I mean, that's the end of that one.
They did make it to the 4. They rubbed off the top rock.
Yeah, and Wright can't afford, say he wants to come down and deal with that. He can't afford to hit it high because it's.
He just got to throw backline at this, backline to hack, hit it on the beak.
And he can't. I don't think he can just dead jam it on the back yellow because he probably gets a piece of his yellow.
Yeah,
he's got to get the nose. He's got to get the inside. I mean, you want to win the game. Sometimes you have to make the exact shot. The half shots are, at some point they don't get it done. So you got to make a little back 4, back 8 T-weight tap. If you make it, you're sitting 3 with the 4-foot fully closed off.
I think he's got to throw backline. I think he's got to move that rock 3 feet.
If he wants to sit 3. Yeah, and he can't afford a ticket on the back yellow. Oh, we lost 3 viewers. Uh-oh. I apologize to the Rowe family. Please come back. Maybe they'll get it on the, on the archive. So, looking at this broom, I mean, this is no less than backline hack. I mean, this is not like, hey, let's just nestle a heavy draw up there. This could be anything approaching a hit.
Yeah, it's a little less broom than I would think, but their rocks they've been a little wide all day, although they're hammering it now.
I mean, Robo just crushes it. This looks tight to the guard, Gary. We don't have the best angle. He's holding it. He got
it, yeah.
So, called and made. Balachorek is in jail.
I don't even know how he's got to draw the back of the 4-foot.
Look at Robo, just crushing it.
Yeah, Robo. That was everything Robo had there.
Yeah. MVP right there. Well, we said Wright had to make a shot, and that was all of bumper weight.
It was more weight than I thought, and Robo swept the ever-living bejesus out of it.
He said, let's throw it tight and have Robo hold it. And he made it. So Balachorek, what do you do, Gary?
Draw to the back corner of the floor.
You're limiting damage. I mean, right now,
steal of 2 is all there.
Steal of 2, steal of 3 is all there.
That 4 foot gets a lot smaller when you have to throw it here.
I mean, draw the 8 and give up 3. I mean, a desperate man might try to hit this outside yellow and roll to the back yellow, but
He's going to throw the draw. Remember, he can throw it. He can throw it half sheet, and Brian Robson can get it there. So.
Yep. So they're on it early. It's not heavy.
And here they come again.
We got 3 sweepers. It's hanging and light. Gary, this. All right. So here's where I would say this is 4. They are not getting to the rings. That is a steal of 4 for Wright.
Oh.
Wright goes up 8-5 with 1 to play. Gary, that some people, a bold prognosticator might say that's game over. Obviously, 5 rock rule. It's never over. I was down 3 to Balachorek playing the 8th last night. We did throw one back. We got 15 rocks in before it was mathematically over. You got to throw them back. You got to put up a couple of corners. With the 5 rock rule, you are guaranteed to get 2 corners up and probably some rocks in play. I mean, it's not as open and shut as it might have been in the past. And Wright's team is not a big hitting, peel everything in sight team either. I mean, we're going to see some rocks in play here, I think.
And I think that if Jeff Wright didn't pay for Robo's entry fee into the Bonspiel, he definitely should now.
Yeah. Yeah, most teams, the skip, usually agrees to cover the entry if they win. Jeff Wright, that means he's down some, $3,000 in playing the Milwaukee men so far in his lifetime, but sure, he's happy to do it. So some teams, Gary, might have thrown this one through. Obviously, a team that really trusts its lead. No harm in putting this right on top button.
I think they put that in there. You know how it happens when you throw them through. It changes the mindset of your team, and next thing you know, you throw a couple of flashes, and it's game on.
I'd throw that through. I know what it's like to call for that and get, I know what it's like to call that and then get a high guard. I know what it's like to call that and get back 12.
I throw that through as well, however.
Yeah, no, but, you would see, here we are in the finals of the first. That is certainly the, high-level textbook call. Balachorek has to leave that for a while and then has to deal with it at some point. Now he's going to go a second one. You do this, Balachorek may give up on the corner guard and might say, hey, I'm just going to start tapping these back and create a wall. I mean, taking 3 in the last end requires some gambling, and putting 2 rocks around the 4 might invite Balachorek to just start playing tap, 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 create a wall, get some jams.
Especially if they're staggered.
Especially if they're deep. So both shots called and made.
So another corner.
Yep. Still got some curling action to go. So Walsh is down 1 without the hammer as they play the 8th. So far below is up 5-4 with hammer in the 8th. Walsh, who yesterday I think went steal 2, at least another steal for an extra end just to get here. He's going to have to go steal. Anderson and Fleming with a bit of a barn burner on sheet 1. That game is tied at 8 as they play the 8th. Fleming has hammer. And in our game, the slightly more important of the 3, Balachorek has his 2 corners. Does Wright want to steal a couple more here? What's the spread in this game? Wright looks like he's looking to win by 4 or 5. So he's looking to put another one on the 4-foot.
Well, at this point, you're committed there, so you got to keep throwing it there.
Right. Maybe put up a centerline guard. So Wright's up 3. He's going to put a 3rd rock around the 4-foot.
I think the centerline guard's the only thing that keeps him from gives Balachorek a chance.
Yeah. Well, called and made. Right leg. Right team has certainly found their legs the last 2+ ends. They went down from 5-3 without the hammer. Steal 1, steal 4, and are up 5 and looking to win back-to-back championships. And I know this would be number 8 for Jeff Wright.
Make him the all-time leader.
Yeah.
Going one up on Uncle Artie.
And he's got to go. Got to retire.
Jeff ever quits curling, they're going to hang his corn broom at the Exmoor Curling Club for sure.
Right.
I think they'll have to remove Ann Swisshelm's Olympic jersey and put Jeff Wright's corn broom there.
There's only room for one. Gary, you were a member of Exmoor.
I was a member of Exmoor.
What will they be sending to the Hall of Fame for you? Will it be the Teflon shoe plate?
Could be that,
the
or
hammer broom. One of your many U.S. soccer pullovers and fleeces.
I do have a few of those.
You do. Bob Gansler has some questions for you.
You think I have a lot? Bob Gansler has a bajillion of them.
Well, he was, yeah. We're getting off topic.
So I think here, Balachorek will look to throw, again, that soft hit weight, get underneath that corner guard.
Yeah, all right, so we're about to probably watch Jeff Wright win his 8th title. Do you like these 3 rocks on the 4-foot?
Yeah, well, he's got to. I don't think you're going to see him throw anything heavier than, hacked a board here the rest of this game.
Yeah, I mean, if I want a chance at 3, I'm kind of happy these rocks are here. I mean, it might not work out, but there's a lot to tippy-tap and create pockets and get some jams. I mean, they're going to make your rocks harder to remove, the Balachorek rocks. So, I mean, I don't hate it. That was maybe a hair heavier. I don't need to remove that yellow.
Well, I think they were trying to throw the hit and roll under, and it just stayed straight on him, or over-curled a little bit.
So, still some curling left to be done. Viewership holding steady. Hang on, folks.
Pretty sure Steve Wright's going to throw this harder than he normally would.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as they wanted those yellows, I don't think they'll be heartbroken if
everything goes.
If they remove a red and this back yellow. This is hanging, Gary. I think they're going to chip it out. All right,
there you go. One cherry gone.
Yep. Balachorek has 2 corners. He's got these rocks in the 4 that he. Yeah, I don't mind. Ignore those. Get some counters, and at some point you're going to have to make some kind of double or shot. If he gets under this, I imagine we would see Wright go to the peel.
Peel the corner, take away his offense.
Peeling? Okay. This looks hot.
Hot and wide.
They do not look pleased. I think the weight's coming. Or are they sweeping for a tick, Gary?
I think they were shooting for a tick at that particular point.
All right, so they do get a piece, and it does give them a little redirect. It's a counter. Need to get through. All right. Wright's going to go for it if he gets some kind of miss. So Jeff's called for the hit from his 3rd. Just eliminating reds at this point. This is one where you say, if you're narrow and we get the peel on the corner, that's also okay. MVP Robo on the broom once again. Now, this gives Balachorek, that rock sticking around is less than ideal. I mean, this is continue to draw under, continue to draw down to this. So Balachorek, by keeping that rock around, they've generated more junk for themselves to use.
I'd still prefer to be the right team right this second.
Agreed. Not the best color man in the business for nothing, folks. Balachorek, I mean, he didn't say we have to get all the way to this. He said, let's get under the corner, and if we need to use this backing, we've got it. Looks like a decent shot. I don't think they're getting the berry that they want, so maybe getting towards this yellow for some backing.
That's fine there.
That's fine. Deal? Oh, boy. All right. I mean, Wright's still sitting 1-2 on the button. It's fine.
And if he draws back there and freezes to it,
yeah.
I mean, takes it out of play effectively. Takes it out of play anyway.
Imagine we're going to get to the end of this end and see Balachorek lining up some sort of circus shot. Well, if this happens and that happens, he's going to be looking for some kind of miracle for 3. All right. So while the Wright rink deliberates, we do have a situation on sheet 2. Again, this is the finals of the second event. We have the far below rink is yellow. They are up 1 with the hammer. They're sitting shot just in the back 8, center of the sheet. Lots of guards. None of them what I would call a center guard, kind of, sweep line guards. So they're looking to get through the port. Oh.
Yeah. And on sheet 1, Anderson is sitting 1, Fleming's last rock here at a tie game. So Todd will look to hit this on let's get rid of it. It's got to go. And then force Anderson to draw for 1 for the win.
Anderson took 3 in the 7th to make this tight. And now Anderson red is looking to steal. This is Fleming's last shot. He needs to remove this red.
Oh, This is the hammer, yeah.
This is the hammer. He has made it. Fleming beats Anderson to win the, I forget.
Fourth event.
Fourth event. Wright
playing
a hit on this back red frozen rock. It does not look, so they don't get the jam. They get the flash.
It's interesting
Garrity,
now.
You go under the corner one more time. At some point, you got to make a double on these yellows, and you got to make sure that the double doesn't, the angles are that a rock's going to be coming in the direction of your reds. Somewhat, you actually have to consider that angle.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing you can do about it. You also need to be sitting 2 as you throw your last rock, or sitting with rocks that are going to count if you make the double. He's looking to make the double. No, he's looking to draw down there.
Looking to draw, yeah.
So, I like this call. You need some counters. You have to leave that shot until, probably the last minute. They're going on. I mean, it looks good. They need to get it here. They need to get it around. I think they're going to get it, into the 8.
They got to be shot. They got to get full 8 foot. The yellow rock in the back now puts them in trouble. Do they get it? I think they're a half-inch short.
Oh, boy. I think you're right. From our cameras, it looks like yellow is 4th shot.
Which was very important. They had, if you're going to call that shot, you've got to get to the 3rd shot.
Yeah, you got to count everything except these 2 rocks on the 4-foot. Walsh, we're not going to get coverage of this. Walsh is about to throw his last. He needs to
Throw the double.
Make a hit. Well, he doesn't even need a double, Gary. He needs to be shot after this.
He's throwing draw weight. He's trying to draw it there.
Yeah, it doesn't need to remove these yellows so much as be shot, even if it were frozen, so that far below would have to draw. So that's what we're looking at. This is Terry Walsh's last shot. Yellow has the hammer, which means Terry needs to curl. Needs to sit on these yellows. God, that tick's not good. So that is not going to do it.
Over here on our featured match, Jeff Wright's throwing a drawdown to these two red rocks just to take them both out of play.
Take them out of play. Force some kind of... Balachorek will throw something crazy, but it's not looking good at this point.
That's a good shot by Jeff there.
Yep. Balachorek's got to play something hard off these shot rocks, hope to rearrange the other rocks. He's got to hope to catch the side of a yellow, not eliminate all these reds. I mean, if he catches the yellow
right on the nose,
correct. I mean, the red's not really going anywhere. It's
depending on the angle that he hits that red, hits the yellow one on the nose. If it slides straight right,
yeah.
He could
you want to hit it on the nose and send it that way as opposed to hitting it high.
Hit it on the
I think I'd hit this top four rock super thin.
I don't know if you hit it dead straight. Does it carry him over to the right?
I know that these two yellows on the button are angled the wrong way. I think I see what you're saying, and I didn't see exactly what they indicated they wanted. I mean, even if it's like a redirect off the top yellow that gets the back yellow off the button, and if you could go slamming into this yellow rock that's just on the back half of the tee without losing your red. This is looking like it's getting closer to the nose, which is what you were looking for. Should eliminate the back yellow. Should get some... No, he doesn't.
Oh, didn't get it. Just curled over just a hair too much.
Oh, right, sitting 1, 3, 5. I think it's as simple as, Gary, you hit that, stick around. I'm having trouble envisioning what Balachorek has left. So that was applause for the second event. Mike Farbelow defeats Terry Walshring from Milwaukee to win the second event. Congratulations to them. And last game on the ice is our feature sheet, the championship game in the first event. And this is Jeff Wright's last rock. I think if he eliminates this red, I don't know. I don't see anything. I think he could miss it. I think he could jam, and I don't really know. Well, we may find out. This is crossing the face. Alan Roberts astutely pointing out for us that that could jam. All right. So the problem, Gary, is this sandwiched. Oh no, it's this yellow that's frozen. I don't see how you remove that.
I don't know how the red gets out. Do you run the corner into the red at the top of the 8 and spill it? Hit the yellow one thin.
That red just it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere without a yellow leaving the building.
Yeah, I don't know how you get. I don't know what this shot calls for.
Yeah, I'm all in for them taking as long as they want, lining it up. We just kicked one of the rocks. Just put that anywhere.
He's calling the run back.
He's running the corner into the 12.
The problem is what do you do with corner guard that you're going to drive in there?
Well, I mean, Gary, he has to hit this so hard. This yellow that is now shot needs to be sent clear out the left side of the house. Launch the other yellow off the back. The red stays. Presumably the red that's in the 12-foot that's going to be shot back. It's really, yeah, you're right. Say he gets all the yellows moving, or the 2 yellows moving.
What do you do with
where does the corner that he's about to run in, because he needs to hit the high side of the 12-foot rock. I can't see it. It's the one where you want him to at least make what he calls, and you want to see what's there. All right, they're looking for a little curl. I mean, they're close to at least getting. No.
Yeah.
So Jeff Wright wins the 67th Milwaukee Men's Invitational Bonspiel. Jeff Wright out of Exmoor. Team members are Jeff Wright skip, Steve Waters third, Steve Wright second, MVP sweeper Robo Boyle at lead. This is Jeff Wright's 8th win, his second straight over the Balachorek rink. They are our runners-up out of Oshawa, Ontario, and they are Ray Balachorek, Dan Balachorek, Ray Sanford, and Brian Robinson. Great to have them. I think this is their 5th time here, their 4th or 5th final. Finals 8-5. Jeff Wright. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. Thanks to John and Jeff for the web streaming. Thanks to the viewers. We went from 69 to 67. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Jay Packard for running a tremendous bonspiel. Members of the Milwaukee Curling Club for volunteering. Our ice crew. Chefs, caterers, shuttle. Gary Lindsay for being here. Gary, always a pleasure to call the game with you.
Yep.
So we're hearing the teams come off the sheet. I can't imagine anyone will ever watch this portion of the webcast ever again. They're looking for their next video, but thanks for being here. And thanks for tuning in. Come next year. I don't have the dates in front of me. It's always Super Bowl Sunday. That should be easy enough to find. Google it. The dates are, thank you, February 5th, 6th, and 7th of 2021 here in Cedarburg, Wisconsin at the Milwaukee Curling Club, celebrating our 175th anniversary and the longest continuously operating curling club in the United States. Signing off.